Game week's here. I'm really excited. Team's really excited. Looking forward to the home opener. What a great opportunity. First college football game of the 2022 season. Get to showcase our brand and be on a great platform. So just very excited and ready for this week. With that said, questions.
Coach, just jumping into Austin Peay. As recently as 2019, they were making deep runs in the FCS playoffs. Had some turnover the last couple of years. Scotty Walden, now the head coach there. What you know about that program and what's it going to take to try to come away with a win on Saturday?
Well, I think it's going to be a really competitive game. Scotty's done a really good job there. He's building something special there. I know he'll have his team ready to play for sure. So it's going to be a really good test for us. Their offense is very high-powered offense, and he does a great job. And I've watched him from afar from a long time, and so we'll have our hands full, defensively, trying to contain them offensively. And they have a very strong defense. They mix up their looks and bring pressures, and so it's not easy on an offense as well. And so the first game, there's a lot of unknowns. You're trying to figure each other out, and so we got to start fast. But I expect it to be a four-quarter game for sure.
Coach, obviously the focus is week to week, but with this specific game against Austin Peay, how important is it to set the tone for this season, not just with a win, but a dominant, strong win?
I just want to win. I don't care how we win. It'd be nice, to say, oh, yeah, you had a dominant win. I think it's going to take everything we have. I think our football team better show up and have their best game, or we'll all be disappointed. And so we better have our jaw set. I know our guys will be excited. I know they'll have the right demeanor. But this is not a game that we're looking at trying to say, hey, we think this is a win. I think it's a fourth quarter game. I think this is a well-coached football team that we're about to play. I think they do a fantastic job. They have good players on their football team. So we better show up and play extremely well if we want to win.
Coach, you talked a little bit about their offense. Averaged 32.5 points last year, but new quarterback, I believe it was a two-year starter, went in the portal. What do you expect them to do well, or who to look out for, or anything like that?
Well, I don't think it matters who the quarterback is because, again, I think they do a really good job offensively of building the offense around the quarterback and what his strengths are. And so, they may be completely different this year from what they were last year. And so that goes back to my original statement is we got to be able to play and adjust and adapt to what they're doing. And so, I expect them to have good players. They got some good skilled players. I'm familiar with the quarterbacks that are there. They're good players as well. So, again, we're just going to have to make those adjustments and play well.
How has Austin been going into this week? Now he's starting quarterback. How's it been heading into this week?
He's doing good. Been a good leader for our football team, and this will be a good test for him. And I'm not expecting him to go out there and be, special or spectacular. In this first game, I like to see him manage the offense. I like to see him do his job. I like to see the players on offense that surround him play at a high level to help him out. First games are hard when you're a first-time starter. So I'm not expecting him to be special. I'm just expecting him to do his job. But he's had a good week so far. We got an extra practice in yesterday. He seemed very, very comfortable, just like he's been every day. So I expect him to be just fine.
I want to talk about the tight end group that you all have this season. Simon went down last year with an injury. Joey Bones stepped up and had a really good year. Dalvin Smith was very consistent. But how is it having all three of those guys back and healthy?
It definitely helps us. They're all three very talented men. You can do a lot of different things with them. It'll be great to have them all. Last year Josh went down after the first game, or in the first game, and Dalvin had some injuries, so we didn't have him for a little bit. So to have all three of those guys back and it allows us to be creative and do some things, and it's good to have that depth for sure.
How much does that help Austin as well, getting comfortable in the system, especially with being one strong?
Well, it allows us to be in multiple personnels, and really, so based upon what the defense is doing, we can kind of dictate to them a little bit how we counter what they do. And so to have quality tight ends, and, you know, I look at Dalvin more of a hybrid guy. He's a mix in between a receiver and a tight end. But it puts a lot of stress on defenses, especially because our guys, they're good in the run game. You can split them out wide, you know, and be good in the passing game. So you'll see a lot of those guys for sure out there.
On the other side of the ball, defensively, we've talked about Juwan Jones stepping up and being a leader in his last year, but who else have you seen sort of step up defensively, kind of be a leader entering this first week of the season?
Well, I really like our starting defense. They're an older bunch. You know, I think of Broderick Martin, who's, you know, playing nose for us, and you get Darius Shipp back, and, you know, you mentioned Juwan, and Will Ignat's coming off a knee. He looks good. He's healthy. You know, Jaden's been with us for a long time, and, you know, you get Caleb Oliver in the back end. You got Kendrick Simpkins. You got A.J. Brathwaite. These are all names that you've heard a lot before, you know. And then you got Khalif out there playing corner. And so a lot of older guys that have played a lot of football. It is a new defensive scheme. And, again, in the first game, there'll be some things that, you know, we got to correct and fix. But I think all those guys have been good leaders for us.
Coach, you talked about a lot of these guys coming back from injuries. At this point, is there anybody that you know won't be able to go this coming weekend, or is it pretty much, you know, fully loaded, everybody's ready out?
Yeah, I think we got everybody. I mean, we got some guys that are trying to get back, but yeah, we have what we need.
Kind of swinging back to Austin Peay and their offense. You mentioned some of the playmakers. Ray McRae, I believe he was listed at number 10 on the roster. All A-Sun, preseason honors. You know, what kind of challenges does he present to a defense?
Well, I think, you know, the skilled players are really dynamic for them. They have big playability. You know, and when I say big playability, they get the ball in their hands. They can take it to the house very fast, and that's what I see out of them. You know, they just got good skill all around. You know, I think they got good skill on their defense and their secondary. You know, they got some veteran guys playing safety for them, and you know, I think they'll cause some problems for our offense. And they're a good football team all around. They're just as good as we are. And so, again, I'm going to say it, we need to show up and play well.
Coach, last time we talked to you was literally a couple minutes before there was reports of Jared going to Troy, and now it's official. Can you have a statement on that, or how do you feel about the situation?
I don't really have a comment on the situation. To speak about Jared again, just a great guy, great competitor, very happy that, you know, he's going to have an opportunity to play. He needs to play. You know, I mentioned that with the portal and how it is now, especially for quarterbacks. You know, I don't blame the guy one bit. You know, we decided that we were going to go with Austin in the first game. He had a decision to make, and do I stay and try to keep competing, or do I have an opportunity to go some other places? I actually told him, we love you, we want you here, but you can look and do all those kind of things. So really just wanted to try to open the window for him as much as we could under the circumstances to see what did he want to do. And so I'm really happy for him, to be quite honest with you. Now, we play Troy, you know, early October, and I'm sure his jaw will be set. And, you know, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, the biggest thing is we got to make sure we take care of our business. And, you know, but I'm happy for him, and I would never want a guy to, you know, not go somewhere because it was because of me limiting that guy. I wanted him to have an opportunity under the circumstances to find a spot that fitted him well.
Kickers, you know, we had the punting competition, and Braden obviously coming back from those hip surgeries. I guess, how are you looking there? Is Braden going to be, you know, the guy like we've seen in recent years, and you have a starting punter?
Yeah, Braden will be the field goal guy, and Corey will be the kickoff guy, and then the starting punter will be Tom, you know. And but be honest with you, we got great competition in those areas, you know, the long snappers, all that. So who knows, throughout the season we may mix it up, because I feel like we're strong in those positions. But we got some veteran guys there that I like for sure.
Anything else for Coach?
Just one quick question about NFL preseason. You know, you got some guys that have made instant impact already. You know, Malone's, Appy, and Stearns. How awesome is it for those guys? But how awesome is it as well for the dedicated ball coach?
It's great. Again, you hear me say all the time, anytime we can market our program and put our brand out there, and every time, you know, on national TV they're saying Zappy's name in Western Kentucky, or Jerry Stearns, D'Angelo Malone, Western Kentucky, it's just great marketing for our program, and, you know, it helps in recruiting a ton. You know, now when we're recruiting players, that, you know, they recognize who we are and what we do and what they can do here, and so it's opened a lot of doors for us, and so it's been a great positive, and really we have benefited from it.
Have you talked to them at all?
You know, not much, you know, just through text, to be quite honest with you. Once we all started camp, we've kind of been in the foxhole lockdown, and we'll shoot a short text to each other, you know, every now and then, but excited, keeping track of them, and they're keeping track of us as well. All right, guys, thank you. Appreciate it.